A research problem is the main issue or question that a researcher wants to study. It explains what is not working, not clear, or not fully understood in a topic. It shows a gap between what we already know and what we still need to find out. Research starts with a problem, and research ends with answers to that problem. Without a clear research problem, a study has no direction and no purpose. In simple words, a research problem tells us why the study is needed. It helps the researcher decide what to study, how to study it, and what type of data to collect. For example, a company may notice that online ads get many views but very few sales. The research problem is to understand why people see the ads but do not buy the product. The research findings later help solve this issue. A well-written research problem keeps the study focused and clear. It helps the researcher choose the right method for collecting data. For example, if the problem is to understand customer opinions or satisfaction, a survey is useful because it can collect responses from many people quickly. If the problem is to explore personal experiences or reasons behind a behavior, an interview works better because it allows in-depth discussion. If the problem involves trends, patterns, or performance over time, data analysis of existing records is more suitable. A clear research problem also makes it easier to explain results and connect findings back to the main issue. When the problem is strong, the research produces meaningful knowledge and adds real value to the field. Characteristics of a good research problem. A good research problem should be new. This means it should not repeat what is already well known. It should offer a fresh angle or look at an issue in a new way. For example, instead of studying general customer satisfaction, a business researcher may study how delivery speed affects repeat online purchases in small local stores. A research problem should be important. It should matter to people, organizations, or society. The problem should help improve understanding, decision-making, or practice. In education, a significant problem could be why online students drop out more often than classroom students. Solving this can help institutions improve learning systems. A research problem must be feasible. This means it should be possible to study with the available time, data, and resources. A student cannot study global consumer behavior in all countries in one small project. A feasible problem is focused and realistic. For example, studying buying behavior of university students in one city is manageable. A good research problem should be clear and specific. It should be easy to understand and not confusing. Vague problems lead to weak research. Instead of saying social media affects business, a clear problem would focus on how Instagram promotions affect sales of small clothing brands. A research problem should be based on evidence. It should come from real observations, data, or reliable sources. It should not be based on guesses or opinions only. Ethical issues must also be considered, especially when people are involved in the research. Types of research problems. Theoretical research problems. Theoretical research problems focus on ideas, concepts, and theories. They try to explain how or why something happens, without always collecting real-world data. These problems help build knowledge and improve understanding. For example, a researcher may study how emotional advertising influences brand loyalty. These studies help explain concepts but may not directly solve a practical issue. Applied research problems. Applied research problems deal with real-life issues and aim to find practical solutions. These problems are common in business, marketing, healthcare, and technology. For example, a research problem could study why a company's email campaigns have low open rates and how to improve them. A problem can focus on reducing employee turnover in small startups. The goal is to find solutions that can be used in practice. Action research problems. Action research problems focus on improving a situation by taking action, observing results, and making changes. Researchers work closely with people involved in the problem. For example, a retail manager may work with staff to improve customer service by testing new training methods and measuring customer feedback. In education, teachers may change teaching methods in a classroom and study how student performance improves. Action research is practical and directly connected to change. How to define a research problem. Step 1. Identify the knowledge gap. Explore and question why and how. Start by exploring your topic carefully. Ask yourself, what is missing? What do we not know yet? Use Google Scholar to read recent research articles, check trends, and see what other researchers have studied. AI tools like ChatGPT can help summarize long papers, highlight gaps, and suggest questions. For example, you may notice many studies about online ads but very few about how influencer reviews affect small local brands. This step answers why the research matters and what question needs an answer. Step 2. Narrow down the scope, focus and feasibility. Who, what, where. Once you have a general idea, make it specific. Focus on a manageable part of the problem. Ask, who is affected? What exactly am I studying? Where or in which context? For example, instead of studying all social media campaigns, you could focus on Instagram promotions for eco-friendly clothing brands. This keeps the research doable within your time, resources, and skills. Step 3. Formulate the problem statement, clear and precise. One strong sentence. Write the research problem as a single clear sentence. Make sure it communicates what you are studying and why it matters. For example, this study aims to investigate how Instagram influencer reviews impact purchase decisions for small eco-friendly clothing brands in urban areas. A precise problem guides your research methods and analysis. Step 4. Determine the type of problem, theory, applied, action, purpose and approach. Decide whether your research is theoretical, explaining concepts, applied, solving a real-world problem, or action-oriented, creating change through intervention. For instance, a theoretical problem may explore why customers trust some brands more than others, while an applied problem may test ways to increase sales through social media strategies. Knowing the type helps choose your methodology and tools. Step 5. Check feasibility and relevance, resources and impact, realistic and useful. Evaluate whether your problem can be realistically studied. Consider time, budget, access to data, and ethical issues. Also, ensure it's relevant. Will your research contribute to knowledge, practice, or policy? For example, studying Instagram ads for a local store is feasible, while studying global ad behavior for all fashion brands in one project is not. Step 6. Refine and validate, iterate and feedback, better and stronger. Finally, refine your problem. Discuss it with teachers, mentors, or colleagues. AI tools can suggest better phrasing, check for clarity, or even find similar research for comparison. This step ensures your research problem is strong, understandable, and impactful.